Hello Libra, welcome to a timeless wave of love reading for you. Bear in mind a few things as you are checking into the reading that you have checked into a collective insight reading, and this is not a personal one-to-one reading that you and I have signed up for. All right, please bear that in mind. It is important to use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind as you leave the reading behind. Okay. A few details while I get ready for the reading is that I am Master 7th, aka 7th, that reads these energies for you. Should you want to know who she is, what she's all about, her details can be found in the description box below. Alright? For a little clarity, I am a master healer that provides remote wellness and tarot intuitive insights, such as this. Bear in mind a few things in regards to the reading is that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies, and masculinity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies as well. Your beginning is the reading here. The energies are introducing themselves very nicely. Compared to your sister energies of this element air. That may or not resonate with you or be of significance. I would like to remind you that I have a sister channel to these energies. The link can be found in the description box below. I ask that you consider subscribing to both of my channels and to remember that this video is connected to my channel that's labeled Bastet, the sister energies of Sekhmet. I am again 7th that reads these energies for you. Alright, wave of love for Libra. Alright, things, yeah, like I said, these energies are introducing themselves much more gentler. That's very much appreciated. Thank you, Libra. Alright, we have the magician with the 8 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So, in more ways than not, you fucked up. And you're fixing things. And this is so broad that could be about any topic. But it is definitely about you have done something wrong. And you're making yourself aware of the problem. You're not really certain if the opportunity presents itself to fix the problem. However, you want to fix the problem. And I think your path is aligned to do that. I don't care to validate if someone of the past is going to realign in your future, because this is not something I'm interested in dabbling in. If something is of the past and were to show up itself, it will. To make yourself emotionally inquisitive to have that answer be validated is the reason why the energies will not want to introduce that possibility, because you're making manifest something on illogical healing of the emotions rather than already healed wounds. So the name of the game of like law of attraction might be a part of the journey right now, just for personal growth and maturity. That's it, and not because you can't do it or shouldn't do it and all that jazz. Some of you are like interested in picking up a new life skill and being an advocate, maybe in a health field, in the hospital, as a life coach, as a mental coach, as a mental health representative, maybe a counselor, a behavioral therapist, something in the niche of wellness, and you're absolutely capable of doing that. You should. There's a skill and asset that you bring which could very much provide success. The diligency of the energies that I feel meeting you is the same diligence of focus that you have meeting it. So why wouldn't that be successful? Like, you don't have so much concern on that. That's not being impugned upon. I don't really know if I know that word, but I know it, but I don't know if I'm using it right. Anyway, But then why would I question if I know it? See what's going on? So, in regards to love, because obviously there's a wave of love, if you've been in a situation where, again, you're the one who fucked up, it isn't necessarily implying of like cheating and things like that. Yet, there's a yet in there, so it might be like blemished in there. At the same time, it's beyond that. It's beyond that atrocity. It's beyond that, and some of y'all will get it, will understand, and will move accordingly. And some of you will still get it at a pace where you will learn to accept the lessons that it has. And that's where the energy is really nice, because as you're the scale trying to justify things, it leaves you at the bitter end of feeling, all right, I feel the logic of the feather, if I were to bring the metaphor of the scale usage that way, or the heart on the other end. Like, if a balanced sea of emotions like this, I'm well more balanced. And there are times, given to your credit, right, in the way the life can be a push and pull of itself, that sometimes being justified with the feather might have the feather up here and the heart down here. So the scale's off. It's more in favor of, right? And the in favor of is the illusion that something is weighed down. Yet at the weight down, thinking that it's heavier is at no value to you, because your emotions are heavy and weighted down. So are you in alignment of that, knowing that when the heart is down and the feather is up in that analogy, that one, to look at it anatomically, to see the scale change in any other way, that the feather needs to be entertained and weighted, so that way it can force itself against the weight of the heart and bring you more equanimity, equal reciprocity wherever you seek it, right? Wherever you seek that. Same way, if the heart is heavier and you have the heart is lighter, pardon me, and the feather is heavier, you might have a curiosity of, why is there like the imagery of a heart being all the way up here and a feather being down here? I mean, how are you telling me that the feather is heavier? It's putting the scale more down, right? So it would be more emotionally, prospectively, like, what are you trying to tell me with that imagery? Seeing the imagery that way. But the hope of this is for you to master that metaphor for yourself, beyond where they are equal, beyond where the heart is above and below, or the feather is above and below. All right, mastering that is your own right, your own birthright, your own existence, what you bring birth to with your breath of life. Okay, yeah, it's this. You are your own signature. Okay, and the signature you leave, no matter how many identities you entertain, due to the breath that you give yourself, is still part of you. You could have a whole identity change if you wanted to, but at the same time, you're still going to be you. The Hierophant. Okay, so what does it mean to be you? What does it mean to step into a role of teaching and a role of being able to give and take after you may have not really learned the lesson before, although you really wanted to, here with the Two of Cups. You wanted something to work out, and it's not. For some of you, it is working out because you're in a situation, but it's not the way you really want it to be, and that's still at the utmost importance for y'all. And that's what's, hence I didn't say you, I said y'all. Anyone in this connection is interested in making it work. Six of Swords was about to come out. It came out anyway. And Six of Swords here with the strength energy. So anything that wants to work out will work out. Anything that will force the narrative for it to work out will also work out in your favor to be worked out. So there's a lot of positives here. At the same time, we kind of have to bring illusion to the false positives. 10. Yeah, we're gonna have to illuminate false positives here. Yeah, look at that. Illuminate false positive, judgment. Temperance, interesting. Illuminating false positives. You're sad and angry at the same time. It's very much the wave of air element at this point. Some of you struggle with loss at the same time, Libra. I mean, you are very romantic in the regards of being your sign, okay? And Ether is trying to help you come up with a definition, and it's still being a beautiful romantic journey, although you've have all these losses, or maybe even experiments or situations that have happened. Again, Two of Cups wanting to come out. Anatomy. Oh, interesting. Excuse me. Excuse me. You haven't been really able to sleep. Some of you are doing so much work at night. Two of Cups here again, trying to call back love. Trying to fix love rather than fixing it with the person. It's not really going to work out in your favor here. Queen of Wands, there's competition. Someone doesn't want to be gotten. And this person that doesn't want to be gotten is powerful. Wow, King of Wands showing up. This is a very intense game. You can't outwit a master, yet you can be your own master. Alright? Two queens might not be able to share the homes, but two masters can. Oh, and where did that come from? Shit. Ether is teaching you a very interesting game of sovereignty, alright? She's past the narrative trying to teach everybody free will, because it's not free and it's very fucking expensive. And y'all could probably agree with that, right? So the star. Wow. Like I said, it's a very intense game, right? Don't compete with Ether though. Don't stand in its way. Yeah, you're not trying to. You're just trying to learn. You're trying to learn. You're trying to forgive yourself. You're trying to be open to acceptance of someone or something coming in. Yeah, some of you are not. Gosh. This is interesting. Some of you, alright, some of you were cheated on and somehow still, with righteousness, not about exactitude here, are guilty about that. I'm not now. This is heed, caution, y'all. I'm not saying that the person is cheating is good. And nor are you good in or wrong or in the wrong for it happening, or you're at fault. That's not what's happening here. At the same time, what's happening is that the connection that two individuals had, that includes you, there were certain immaturities within that connection, all right? And that with without you accepting it, put a wedge between you and that person, and so third-party energy came through, and it fucked up your romance with your own love language. And that's so fucking fair, and that's what's not forgivable of the person who did this to you or triggered this lesson or this journey for you. It's not fair. At the same time, let's be fair of how unfair life is, not how unfair life is, and at the same time, in its unfairness, can provide a veil at the end of that or through that, and that needs to be disclosed in any way that we could introduce a possibility of that to the table, right? Because it's not a very comfortable conversation, let alone digestible. Please don't forget when I said this is very welcoming energy in the beginning of the reading. So that means the highest version of yourself is so responsible, so intellectual to want to make it work, is that there are just maybe bruises like everyone may have in this lifetime that makes the connection of basic transactional needs within two people or more a need and a desire and a want to maintain together. Okay, there are many engines within a connection to keep a connection going and fruitful, and it doesn't imply that you need to have a monogamous relationship or a one-to-one or gender-specific relationship. It just means there are multiple ways to keep a connection. All right, the number one makes multiple infinite numbers of itself, all the way up to the number 9. Okay, and then that's it. And look at the quantum match that can happen and the mysteries that are still being found out to this day with just the inclusions of 1 through 9. That's it. Like, you won't be able to create a number in between and beyond those numbers. That's how exact it is in the multiple ways you can come up and compute. King of Wands, you're getting your independency back. A little bit of the villain era coming through, but alright, not as a lesson, okay? As a lesson, a very profound lesson for you. We have Neptune, Imagination, number 26. We have part of Fortune, Prosperity, number 32. And then we have Persistence, Capricorn energy. If this reading included you being with a person, it's not about the relationship ending, or it's just admitting that there are issues. And there is parts of fortune to be found on that to bring you to an alignment. At the same time, for those of you who are single and admitted that there is something of the past to want to bring closure to, the way you're doing it up to this point is of no service to you, and that will make itself known, and then there's something presenting itself in the veil once you learn a lesson or get through a pattern. That's the best way I can describe it here, because it's going to take it's not about time, it's just experience. You know, sometimes an experience could be picking up your cup of coffee, talking to that one person, and then that obliterated so many timeline unknown or known to you that by the next cup of coffee, something else could happen that you never thought. You know, like, don't allow a romance that didn't work before to taint the romance to come, because the romance that you're entertaining now is not romance. Yet romantically entertain that of which you can, and that which it is that has been answering to you, has been part of your imagination, will show up for itself. It showed up before, it will show up again. All right, with that being said, Libra, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and